no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look, don't worry, we gon' be okay. Hey, look, why? Cause we gon' make them pay.
Hey, what's the goddamn deal? It feel like it's been a minute. It is your boy, Marley Bet, and this is Brothas N Bets, the MLB show. And when I'm talking MLB, of course, I got the homie Moose Money Bets. Moose, what's the deal?
Man, starting the day off hot. Already got 2-0, maybe 2-0. Waiting on this under in the first 5 Royals and Tigers, but I already cashed that first 5 of the Royals. Thanks to that Pascatina bomb. So feeling good so far. Trying to end this goddamn cold streak, man. Last week was brutal. I'm glad I wasn't around to tell anybody to get on the plays. I was failing that.
Hey, man, it happens. It's a part of the, it's a part of the shit of capping when we do this. If it was that easy, everybody be doing it and we all be rich. So we're going to hit our streaks, our good streaks and our bad streaks. We're going to have our days. So, but yeah, hopefully you're breaking through. It looks like you might be. So, as always, we want all our friends, family, and strangers to beat the shit out of baseball.
I needed that hoodoo, man. That's what I needed. I needed to be around the hoodoo magic.
I don't know how the hoodoo works in baseball. See, so the hoodoo plays in basketball is like first quarter home team kind of deal. It's the hoodoo magic working the energy of the place. I don't know how fan and energy works in baseball.
Okay, well, whatever you want to create, I'll take it.
Yeah, we got to figure out something. I'll find something.
Yeah, right. Whatever's on the value menu, I'm ordering that.
Yeah, we're gonna figure that one out. You know what I'm saying? So, quick recap. Like Moose said, he wasn't on the last show. It was actually me and Span. Shout out to Grind Games Sports. Go follow the homie. And man, that show was like 4 days ago. We're gonna get more consistent with the baseball show. It's just baseball's every day. You gotta give me a break. Sometimes the schedule just doesn't permit like it needs to be. But that said, wasn't that well? I personally went 2-1. Went that bad of a day for me personally. The boy Span went 1-4. Actually, he normally comes on this hoe and gives great plays, so he had a rough day that day. But I have all the confidence in the world in Span. He's come on this hoe and give nothing but winners. I just wasn't tracking his record the whole time until the day before yesterday and today. So overall, he's at 4-4. He's at 500.
Jeez, my God, 35-19.
I know. I don't know how that's happening though. That's the thing. I don't understand what is going on. Like I said, man, it's not because I know baseball. Like I'm just a trend better, and I guess it's just better to ride with the trend sometimes. I'm expecting to have like a couple days where I'm 1-4, 1-3.
It kind of makes sense if you're a guy that follows the trends, and all of a sudden you have a captain that or different types of captains in the community that you're in that kind of steer you the right way so you don't get off course. That could very easily be what's going on here is you're just following the trends, but you're having some people put you in the right direction towards those trends. And I'm telling you, in baseball, if you find a trend and you back it and you roll with it, I mean, I've seen it with some people doing the Angels team total under. I've definitely seen Jose, shout out Jose, say hey plays. He's been doing it with the Pirates team totals. And there are trends in baseball that if you hop on at the right time, it is profitable.
Right.
Super bad.
And that's what I did. Like I caught the Blue Jays overs when they were riding hot for a while. I caught the Yankees money line for a while when they were riding hot. I jumped on that wave. And for the most part, it's really, man, honestly, I get to come on here and ask you a bunch of questions that I probably wouldn't in order. Normally wouldn't be able to ask people. Sometimes, most of the time, if you tell me to stay away, I will. I very rarely go against what you tell me to do. And the same for when I'm watching Jimmy's show. And like you said, shout out Jose, shout out Sharpie and Bobano and everybody just in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Because I listen to those guys and take heed to what they say. Sometimes I just sit there and don't say shit and just look at the chat, and just, okay, get a couple people leans and verify for myself, and it works, man. So that's, like I said, I do expect to have a run where I'm just, this is probably, this is the best start to baseball I've had in 3 or 4 years of betting baseball. I'm okay. I don't think I'm great yet. I like to be about 4 more games. I like to every season. I like to stay 20 games. That's my mark. Like 20 games over 500. It's always hard to do, and I don't do it all the time. But
yeah, I listened to I forget it was I forget what podcast it was, but it was Bob Gibson talking about how he always felt like, because just his childhood when he was growing up, and he's a Hall of Fame pitcher, one of the best pitchers of all time, if not the best pitcher of all time. And he was talking about how it was always this desire to prove himself because he never internally felt like he was great. And once you start having that feeling of I'm great is when it's time to go. Like you've accomplished what you need to do. You have that self-recognition of accomplishment and knowing that I did what I'm supposed to do. I met my expectations. That's when it's time to roll. That's when it's time to get out. And if you're always striving to be great, that means that you're always pushing yourself. And that's what I'm doing here. I'm never going to look at anything I'm doing and go, oh, I'm one of the best cappers. Like, hey, if you're doing well, you're about to go into a slump. And if you're doing poorly, you're about to come out of that slump. That's how baseball rolls.
Exactly. I agree. 110%. All right. Well, let's get today's action going. Enough of yesterday and enough overall. Let's jump right into it. Hey, we got the Pirates and the Marlins on the board today. Pirates run a line plus 1.5, minus 150. The money line for the Pirates plus 141. The Marlins run line minus 1.5 is at plus 130, and the money line for the Marlins is at minus 151 with a total of 7.5. On the mound for the Pirates, we got Mitch Keller. He's 2-6 with a 5.21 ERA, and Trevor Rogers for the Marlins is on the mound at 4-7 with a 5.57 ERA. Couple actual factors really quick for the Pirates. They're 5-2 straight up in the last 7 games against Miami. 6-2 straight up in their last 8 games when playing on the road against Miami. And the total is gone under in 4 of their last 5 games, under in 7 of the last 9 games, the Pirates on the road, and under in 5 of the last 6 games against an opponent from the National League. The Marlins, they're 8-3 straight up in their last 11 games, 7-3 straight up in the last 10 games, 2-6 straight up in the last 8 games when playing at home against Pittsburgh, and their totals have gone over in 7 of the last 9 against Pittsburgh, while but under in 14 of the last 20 games against an opponent from the National League Central Division. Moose, Pirates and Marlins, got any action on this one?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really like when you were giving me all those unders.
Underplays?
Yeah, I didn't really like that because I'm on first 5 over and I'm on full game over. This is very much a play against Trevor Rogers at home where he has been pretty rough. His season's kind of gone up and down, and you're going to see that with younger pitchers. But he had such a good season last year that you thought he would have a little bit more consistency this year. But at home, his ERA, 7.98. 7.98 at home. And you look at all the opponents that he's had at home, and you go, okay, well, maybe he's just seeing like the Braves every single time, and it really hasn't been like that. I mean, he just saw the Angels, and when they were horrid, and he gave up 3 runs in 4 innings. The Mets, you look at that, okay, that's normal, but you see the Nationals that he's given up runs to. I mean, it's just consistently giving up runs at home. Mitch Keller has given up a ton of runs as well. He's not anybody that you can look at and go, oh, that guy's going to be able to shut things down. 4.61 expected ERA, 4.61 expected slug. The Marlins do hit better at home. And the Pirates do have kind of a weird split versus lefties. They don't hit for average really right now versus lefties, but they're certainly hitting for power with an over 715 OPS. So I took the over first 5 and I took the over full game.
Okay. Put that in. Over.
And they're just too low. I don't think a Rogers-Keller matchup should be a 7.5.
Why is it a 7.5? So this is what I was thinking. I'm assuming because the bats of both teams aren't the best is why they have it so low. But the pitching matchup, this is one of those things where it's like pitching suggests over, but bats suggest under.
Yeah, first off, shout out James Little, always showing up, man. Like just always being here, always supporting. Like, man, just fucking on the real one. Dude, the Marlins just played the Mets and they still put up some runs. So, if you're going like, oh, the Marlins aren't gonna hit Mitch Keller when they come home, where they hit better at home. The dome being closed, that could be a factor. The Ballpark Pal has the Lone Depot Park at a -5% for runs, -14% for home runs. But I mean, that doesn't really bother me too much when I have Mitch Keller and Trevor Rogers on the mound. That's just not really making me worry too much about not having runs. And at a 7.5, that felt like that was an easy bet, which, maybe Vegas, maybe the books are telling you something by setting it at that because of how the offensive have looked. But 7.5. Keller and Rogers, that doesn't seem right.
Right. I'm right there with you. I didn't do the first 5 just because it was 4 and I'm getting 7.5. So I felt like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just felt like 7.5 was a better option. But looking at both these pictures, I definitely understand why you took the first 5.
Well, and you're never going to get a 3.5 first 5 with a Rogers and a Keller. I mean, you'll get it with, you'll get it with like Scherzer and Fried. I mean, you'll get that 3.5, but 3.5s are generally reserved for the upper echelon pitchers. But the best way I could look at it, it was still -105 on the first 5 for me. If you're cashing a 3.5, that means you're pushing the 4.
Yeah. Right. But yeah, I'm going to take the over. I'm getting it at a 105. I mean, I was suspicious. Like, is Vegas trying to tell me something? But, I mean, even at looking like I went and looked at Mitch Keller's last couple starts, he's fucking gave up 4 the last game, 5 the game before that, and 3 the game before that. And he's not even going deep into games. He may give you 6 at best. I mean, he gave up 10 hits in his last game, 9 hits before that. 5 hits before that. So, I mean, like, he clearly is about to get hit. Or at least he should get hit anyway.
I mean, the worry is the Marlins with their offense, the offensive numbers. But, I mean, look, a lot of that is, like I said, they just came off a series with the Mets. And the Mets generally have good pitching. And even still, in those series, they still hit and got their runs. I mean, they may not have the best OPS. They may not have the best slugging. But, they scratched out runs. They did what they need to do. I don't really think you have to scratch out runs against Mitch Keller.
Right.
I think you'll give up enough pop that you'll be able to score somewhat easily. But then again, I mean, these games could always go 0-0. But that's why I'm betting that there's going to be runs.
I got you. I'm right there with you, at least for the full game. Anyway, I it's too much to pass up. What you talking about, James? Bet Management has a 2 on the Warriors first 5. Who the fuck are the Warriors?
Marlins?
Yeah. I'm guessing that's a typo. Players love the 3+ money for any baseball game. I'm assuming you mean type, not Warriors. Okay, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean there's a lot of those sports books that'll give you those those boosters, if that's what he's talking about.
I don't think mine offers that shit. I need mine to offer the fucking parlays where, like, if you're up, you can cancel it and just take the money. Like, if you already did 3, like FanDuel does that shit. I wish I could find a book in Texas to let me do that shit, because I do that shit all day. Fuck that last leg. Give me my money right now.
Right. Anything can happen. If I have money in the account, taking it.
Fuck that. Give me that shit right now. Then I'll double back and do another one, or I'll bet that game solo or some shit like that. But give me that money right now, please.
Oh, so you were saying Marlins?
Yeah, Marlins.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really lean to one side or the other. Rogers at home is just a goddamn shit show. So I wouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, if it has to be personally, like, obviously I'm not the baseball guy. I didn't bet it. I wouldn't bet it. But if you made me take a team, I'll take the Marlins. I guess I think they're the better team. But it's so much of a with the pitching.
Yeah.
Like, hell no, I'll pass, please. Let's keep it moving. Let's go here. I believe Moose has a. You don't have a play on this game, though.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, I thought you don't bet the Padres, sir.
It is not on the Padres.
Okay, so you will bet their games, but
I will bet their games. I'll bet totals. I'll generally bet totals, and I'll bet opposing sides. And
gotcha.
right now, I am 2-0 on opposing sides. I've taken the Cardinals and the Guardians. I remember specifically when I've bet against the Padres.
Gotcha. How did you? I know you told me you went to the games. Was that last week or 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, I went to two games last week, so I got to see firsthand kind of what was going on in the outfield, and I'll talk about it here in a little bit. But after you get through your actual factuals.
All right, well, let's jump right into it really fast. Then we got the Padres, Moose's boys, taking on the Rockies in Colorado. Padres run line -1.5 is at +100. The money line is at -147. Rockies run line +1.5 is at -120, and the money line is at +137 with a very high total of 11. And on the mound today, we got Sean Manaea. Am I saying that right?
Manaea.
There we go. Sounded wrong. I thought it was right. Anyway, Manaea, 3-4, 4.18 ERA, and Jose Urena making his first start, but his ERA is 2.517. Really quick, couple extra factuals. The Padres, I'll let Moose cover everything over the Padres, but I'll do the Rockies. They're 7-2 straight up in their last 9 games at home, 10-0 straight up in the last 10 games when playing at home against the Padres, and their totals have went under in 4 of the last 6 games, under in 7 of the last 10 games against San Diego. And I'll let Moose take it away for the hometown Padres and the play he has.
All right. Well, first off, this is the Rockies team total, and it's the Rockies versus lefties at home. And this is an angle that I've taken most of the year. There's only been 4 left-handed pitchers that the Rockies have faced at home that they did not score more than 4 runs on. Those names, Julio Urias, Tyler Anderson, and Max Fried. They also was against Drew Smyly way back in the year, about April. I think it was April 17th that they did that. So weather issues, all that kind of stuff taken into account. Beginning of the year, no spring training. I'll take that with a grain of salt. So that's kind of why the Smyly one has an asterisk. But Manaea is not in that level of lefty with Tyler Anderson, Julio Urias, and Max Fried. He's just not that good. He can be good, but we just saw him against the Mariners just get absolutely torched. Anything he was throwing in the zone was getting tattooed. I'm not sure if he was tipping his pitches. One of the other big issues going on here is that the Padres are really inept defensively in the outfield. I got to watch firsthand how they were taking routes on balls, how they were getting reads on balls. Trent Grisham is not even close to the Gold Glove center fielder that he was a couple years ago. His reads were just terrible. I mean, I got to watch firsthand. I'm pretty close, and there are a couple balls that you see him just kind of do that drop step and freeze, and he would freeze for way too long. A major leaguer's got to make that read quickly. Just like any other elite athlete at the professional level, you don't have the ability to sit there and think about things. You have to make it quickly. That's why you're there. And in Colorado, with that outfield, that expansive outfield, I really think the Rockies are going to put up runs today, whether it's because of Manaea pitching poorly or whether it's because of just some ridiculous plays going on in the outfield. Profar still out, still injured. For the Padres, we have probably, if not the worst outfield in baseball. Every other outfield has somebody that you can kind of look at and go, hey, that's a productive outfielder. I'm believing that the Padres are dead last in that. So Rockies team total over 5.5.
Okay. That's plus money right now, too. So I didn't make a move yet. I wanted to ask you about this total before I did anything. I feel like 11 is really high.
Well, it's Colorado. It's
right.
always going to be 10.5, 11, 11.5, 12. It's always going to be there.
And they're at home, right? That park, that ballpark with the atmosphere.
Yeah. They're up in Coors. What does ballpark pal have it? Coors Field plus 10% runs, plus 12% extra base hits, plus 8% home runs. Not one of those traditional like big boosted Coors Field days. And I would play the full game over, but I don't trust the Padres offense right now.
That's what I was going to say. So
I was good.
Actually leaning under, honestly.
Yeah.
Just because it's 11, I think it's high. I think they'll get close because I think the Rockies will. That's what they do, right? They score runs.
Well,
at home.
and Urania is kind of one of those funky pitchers that I mean, really, just any pitcher. I don't even have to go into like the specific type of pitcher that Urania is with his sinker baller, but just any pitcher right now, the Padres have struggled against. I mean, they had a decent matchup against Alex Wood that they've hit in the past, and they got shut down. They got shut down by Rodon. They haven't really put up much runs. I think most of their team totals have been under, while games have gone over, meaning they're getting outscored at a ridiculous clip. They got beat up by the Mariners. The Giants, when they beat us, it was pretty handedly. So I kind of feel like it's one of those situations where very similar to last year. At this point last year, we went into Colorado and got boat raced. Different manager this year, but no Tatis, no Profar, Myers, whatever, he sucks. But there's just not a lot of offense that you look at and you go, hey, I feel good about this series. As a Padres fan, I am nervous about this series because this is literally deja vu from last year. Going into Colorado, if we get swept, it's not going to be a good series going into the All-Star break.
And my line just moved to actually 12.
Oh, wow. That's a one-run move?
Yeah, I'm looking at 12 right now as we speak.
Because I had 11.5 last night.
Minus 120. So. I'm going to take that 12. I just think that's so – with the Padres bats, and you've been telling me this since the season started, other than Machado –
yeah.
They're not hitting. Nobody's
hitting. Hosmer had a good start.
So
nothing since.
And I just think 12 is just, I know it's the Rockies. I know it's Coors Field. I know it's Colorado. I know all the numbers. But I just feel like this line's moving in the wrong direction because it's so high. And I just looked at the Rockies last 5 games. I don't know let me see how many were at home though. 2 got to 11. They were on the road, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think they're on the West Coast. Feels like, yeah, they were in Arizona, and then Dodgers before that. Those games, only 2 got up there, and it only got to 11. It didn't go past. I'm taking it. I feel like that's too much. Maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, Urania's been fine this year, and I wouldn't mind the Rockies as a side. Honestly, I wouldn't mind it, but it's also Padres offense on the road. That is just something that I still think it exists. I still think that the Padres offense on the road could be dangerous. That's why I'm not taking a side, and I don't trust the Padres offense for a full game over, but I certainly trust the Rockies versus lefties at home to get 6 runs.
Appreciate that, Dave. Appreciate that, my brother.
Oh, yeah, Dave, man. Just crushing it with his own videos, man. If you haven't seen it yet,
go
subscribe
check
to
him
Picks
out,
from
man.
Dave. He gets his line. He gets a game out, while lines are really fresh. So if you're not subscribed to his channel yet, go subscribe to Picks from Dave.
Please do. Great content.
And also hit the like button here. Smash it.
Smash that. Hit that like button. Hit that share button. And in between that time, go follow the homie Picks from Dave, man. Great content. I like what he says. I like how his setup is. Good shit, Dave. Appreciate you tuning in, my brother. All right. Let's keep going. I'm gonna take that under, by the way.
Yeah, dude, it's super conceivable that we both cash.
I think you'll cash. I think
I could easily see a 7-3 game, 100%, no problem.
I was thinking 6-3, but yeah, 7-3.
Yeah, that too. I can see that too.
6-3. I'll take 6-4, 7-4, 7-3, 8-2, 8-3. I got 12. So
yeah, I'm not. It's Colorado. I mean, that you can see 20 runs get put up in.
It's possible. I know it can hang up there. I get it. It's risky. It's not. I get it. It's cool. I'm banking on more so that the Padres bats haven't been swinging, but like you said, it is Colorado. They are on the road, way better on the road than at the crib. So
yeah, but the only issue is just the how the Padres have been imploding. I mean, they had a position player pitching yesterday, so and Rodon the day before was just dominating us. I mean, just absolutely dominated us. I think he retired 20 in a row at one point.
Okay. Did I say let's keep it moving already? Let's keep it moving though. Working our way down the lineup. We got the Boston Red Sox. They're on the road, taking on the Tampa Bay Rays. The run line for the Red Sox -1.5 is at +160. The money line is at -102. Rays run line +1.5 is at -180. The money line is at -108. The total being 8 right now. On the mound, we got Mr. Bello, Brian, 0-1 with a 9 ERA, and Matt Whistler, 2-2 with a 2.58 ERA. Couple of extra factors really quick. For the Red Sox, they're 2-4 straight up in the last 6 games, 1-4 straight up in the last 5 games against Tampa Bay, but 14-6 straight up in their last 20 games on the road. And their totals have gone under in 6 of the last 7 games when playing on the road against Tampa, but over in 4 of the last 5 games against an opponent from the American League, and over in 5 of their last 6 games. Meanwhile, the Rays, they're 2-4 straight up in their last 6 games, 5-1 straight up in the last 6 games against an opponent from the American League, 5-1 straight up in the last 6 games against an opponent from the American League East Division, and their totals have gone under in 4 of the last 6 games, under in 5 of the last 6 games against Boston, and under in 6 of the last 7 games when playing at home against Boston. Moose, Boston, Tampa. Dude, you got anything, Brian?
Man, you gotta stop setting up my overplays by telling me all about unders. Like we gotta stop that. Right?
Well, if it makes you feel better, I am definitely with you on this overplay. If you're about to take this over 7.5,
yeah. No, I'm on the Red Sox team total ladder. I took 3.5, 4, 4.5. I took
Bello is pitching. He's awful.
No, he's not that bad. I mean, this is really where I would love for talk or ask Jose about him, but I'm telling you, he's not like his expected ERA is 4. Hold up, I'll bring it up real quick. Is 4.40, and his one start was against the Rays, right, and 6 hits. So he's going to see the same opponent again. I do like him to figure that stuff out a little bit more. I know that the edge goes to hitters when you see somebody a second time, but right, as a young pitcher, it can be beneficial to see the same lineup again because you have more familiarity with it. That can be beneficial. The issue for Bello, walks. He is ridiculously bad with walks at the major league level and at the minor league level. At the minor league level, he at least would get his strikeouts. But in his first start against the Rays, he only got 2 strikeouts. So it's very much about the walks being an issue. I just don't really trust the Rays to be able to sustain an offense if Bello does kind of figure it out a little bit. And the Boston bullpen, kind of low-key, just been turning into a top 10 bullpen. The 3.47 ERA the last month and a half, or last month, they've had some big series against some big opponents, and they've been able to hold them in check. You just look at what they were able to do against the Yankees, and the Tampa Bay Rays bullpen ranks 29th in WAR -0.6 and a 4.28. I'm sorry, a 4.28 ERA over the last month. So Tampa Bay Ray bullpen has been brutal. The Boston offense has been outstanding. 273 average, 428 slug, 769 OPS. I just don't trust the Red Sox as a side because of Bello and his walks. I don't really trust the Rays to score, though, but I do trust the Red Sox to score. Give me that ladder play, 3.5, 4, 4.5.
I just saw the 3.5, and I have to take that 3.5.
I know. Yeah, I know. It's a bullpen day, and the Rays bullpen has been trash. It's been terrible. And you're going to give me a 3.5?
Yeah, I have to ride with you on that one. I'm definitely going to
low-hanging fruit, my friend. Low-hanging fruit.
Red Sox team total.
But the Rays bullpen will turn around. I can promise you that. The Rays bullpen will turn it around. It's just like all these trends. We literally talked about it. When a trend is going on, If you ride it, you make money. If you get on at the wrong time, though, it can be bad. But I don't think this is the wrong time. I think the Red Sox are looking at really good, coming off a big win yesterday. I think that this is a ripe opportunity for a little bit of run action.
Yeah, and I'm also going to take the full game over. I know, like you said, it's kind of hard to maybe necessarily trust the Rays bats at times, but I'm kind of doing not necessarily the numbers thing here. This is a trend play for me. Been on the over. I think I caught it twice in the Yankees Red Sox series. Definitely was on it last night. Cash. I didn't even watch it. I just went to sleep. I knew it was good. And I think they had like 7 by like the 4th or something like that. Like early in the game, it was already the over. I only needed like 2 runs to get the total. So I'm gonna ride with you on that team total 3.5. I'm also gonna take the full game over 8 as well. Just like I said, I'm just riding the streak, man. These bats have been hot, and I'm a trend better. Like I say, I'm just gonna ride that trend. I'm not even looking at really the numbers. Just Red Sox over. That's what I'm doing.
And also it doesn't happen in baseball too much, but letdown spot. It does not happen that much in baseball, but if there is one, it's coming off of a huge win versus the Yankees. But shout out Stephen Reed that kind of made the point that it is kind of getting tired of seeing the Rays do what they're doing. I mean, they just got swept by the goddamn fucking Reds, bro. By the Reds. I mean, that's ridiculous. You don't get swept by the. Although to be fair, I'm not sure if you saw the walk-off balk, which was one of the worst calls you'll ever see, followed up by Angel Hernandez going, "Oh, hold my beer. I got you." I mean, it's just one of those things that you see the Rays lose and you go, man, they just do not look like a good baseball team right now. And they're coming in as an expectation of having a really solid baseball club. And they're just not. They're just not right now. They are not playing good baseball.
Right. Well, that makes me feel even better about my play. Because if I can get Westler to get hit a little bit, Whistler to get smacked around a little bit early, I'll feel good.
Well, he's only going 1 inning. It's a bullpen day.
Oh, it's a bullpen day. Yeah,
it's a bullpen day. Yeah, and that's why I'm talking so much about the bullpen for the Rays.
How the fuck are we getting a 3.5 on the bullpen day?
Like I said, the Rays bullpen has been good. It's been a top 10, top 5 bullpen, but the last 30 games, it's 4.39. 4.28. They're only stranding 74% of their runners. It's just their numbers are not looking very good in the last month. They should figure it out. They should revert back to the mean here. But I'm sorry, their bullpen has just been terrible. They've been one of the worst bullpens in baseball the last month or so.
Okay. Well, that's even better for me. Thank you, sir. I was already going to blindly take I don't want to say blindly. Like I said, I've been on the Red Sox over here lately. Always faded. What's good? Yeah, man, always faded, man. The MLB show is kind of just scheduling wise, it's just way different from football season, man. So, like quick football plug real quick. The college football show will be every Tuesday. Then we'll chop up the videos. NFL show will be every Wednesday. Then we'll chop up the videos. Baseball and basketball, I kind of got to work with people's availability, including my own, and scheduling. And sometimes, man, it just, I would love to tell you we're going to do the show every day at 4:00. It just doesn't quite work like that yet. Maybe when I make enough money and my schedule is just free, we could do some shit. We could do shit like that. Meanwhile, I got kids right here in my face. What you want, Skyler? Come on, come tell everybody hi. Interrupting my show. Like I can just talk to you in the middle of a live show. What's going on?
I was gonna say, when do you start school?
Later on this evening. So.
Was that Red Sox team total over? Is that what I heard?
Yes. Red Sox.
Okay, that's a
yes.
Kid's got it. Kid's got a good pick.
Red Sox team total. That's exactly what he was asking me. He was listening the whole time. He didn't ask me. He didn't come out here to ask me nothing that had nothing to do with my show. He specifically came to interrupt the show to ask me about the show. Yes, sir. Hey, man. yes to that, but I'm telling you, man, when football season comes around, bro, if you're new to watching this show and this your first time, or you just got in during basketball or baseball season, or when football season around, football season and college basketball, slaughterhouse, like dead ass. That's just a passion of mine, and it's fun to break down football to me. So like I do that shit all day. All day. All right, let's keep it going. We have here, you know what? That's not the game I wanted to do next. This is the game I wanted to do next. We have here the White Sox and the Guardians. The White Sox run line is at -1.5, plus 140. The money line is at -108. The Guardians run line plus 1.5 is at -160, while the money line is at -102 with a total of 9. On the mound, we got Mr. Lance Lynn, 2 L's, 1-1 with a 5.33 ERA. And for the Guardians, we got Quantrill, 4-5 with a 3.86 ERA. Couple extra factors really quick. White Sox, they're 1-4 straight up in the last 5 games against Cleveland. Before it went straight up in the last 5 games on the road. And 1-4 straight up in the last 5 games they're playing on the road against Cleveland, though. Totals have gone under in 8 of their last 12 games when playing as the favorite. And the Guardians, they're 1-6 straight up in their last 7 games. And 1-4 straight up in the last 5 games against an opponent from the American League. Their totals have also went under in 6 of the last 9 games, under in 5 of the last 7 games at home. Moose, White Sox, Guardians. Let me ask you this really quick before I throw it to you. You were talking about disappointing teams. Like I said, I'm not the most knowledgeable baseball guy. I get a lot of my information from you, but aren't the White Sox in that category as well as what we expected to see from them this year and what they've produced thus far? Is it safe to say that they've been disappointing?
Yeah, let me put it this way. Beginning of the year, I think they were minus 210 favorites or minus 170 favorites to win the division. And now I think they're plus money. I mean, let's just put it that way. They're plus money. I have a White Sox division future, and I took it way too early. If I waited, if I could have took it now, I could have probably gotten a better number. But they are starting to surge, and this has been something I've said, and I've heard it discussed in the low bag community. And it's that the White Sox have a very good schedule coming up. I expect them to make a surge, and I do expect them to come back and be extremely competitive in this division because, quite frankly, there's not a lot of competition that's going to keep them from making a comeback. So that's just being said. And I'm not sure if you kind of see where I'm going. I am on the White Sox. And dude, Stephen Reed literally said it right here. Lynn is that guy. He has not been that guy very much this year, but I saw it in San Francisco. All right, I saw it in San Francisco. And the Guardians are not hitting well right now. Over the last month or so, they are hitting 226, 348 slug, 654 OPS. So they're flat out not hitting. And this is something that Cab and I talked before the season started was we were extremely pessimistic on this Guardians offense. And it came out and it looked to be one of the better offenses. Anytime I'm seeing this drop, that narrative starts boiling back up of the Guardians offense doesn't really have a ton of guys. Jose Ramirez has been struggling a little bit. He's 238 in his last 2 weeks. I think the Guardians go as Jose Ramirez goes. And if he's struggling right now, I'll take Lance Lynn, and I'll even take a better fucking bullpen. The White Sox bullpen has been significantly better than the Cleveland bullpen. 3.54 ERA compared to a 5.58 ERA. Quantrill does pitch better at home. 3.2 ERA at home versus a 4.41 ERA on the road. But White Sox do have some good numbers against Quantrill. So I will go with the White Sox full game money line and a little sprinkle on the run line. But for the show purposes, let me just take a money line on the White Sox.
Gotcha. Okay. White Sox money line.
And you also look at their last 5. Guardians not as nearly productive in the last 5. And if you're kind of going on that trend, what team's hot, what team's not? Guardians not, White Sox hot.
That's one of Coach's mottos right there. I bet on teams that are trending up versus teams that are trending down. So for me, I didn't have a play on this game, but based off everything that you just said, I am going to tell you on this game with the White Sox money line. I was thinking first 5 before you gave me the bullpen information.
Yeah, that's what did it for me, because I think Cointreau, I wouldn't be surprised that like a 2-1 either way, 2-1, 2-2, 3-1 type game. But when I see that Cleveland bullpen pitching the way it has, Emmanuel Clase is kind of the only one that you go to that Guardians bullpen and go, that dude is legit. And everybody else is just kind of overperformed. But I do think, like the Rays, I think they will have positive regression, but I don't see it happening here. I don't think it happens today. White Sox still hitting pretty well. 272 batting average, 713 OPS over their last month or so, or last few weeks. So yeah, I'm on the White Sox.
Okay. Got a question from the homie Always Faded. I can't give you his strike.
I would not pick that answer that right now. I looked into it. Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good. You're good. Go ahead. Continue.
I looked into the Jose Ramirez 2+ bases. He does have good numbers on Lynn, but he's also struggling a little bit right now. Over his last 2 weeks, 238 at the plate. When I take a player prop, two things I got to check, two things I got to correlate: numbers versus the pitcher, and on a current hot streak. Those are the only two ways. Those are the only two things I kind of look at, and if those two things correlate, I make the bet. The second part of it did not correlate for Jose Ramirez.
So Lynn's last 5 games, his strikeouts are from recent to least recent: 4, 5, 8, 5, and 4. So wherever that gets you on an average, if that information helps you out.
Yeah, if 4.5, I think that's the right number right now for Lynn. I don't think it's going to be there very longer though.
Close. I probably, Pat, based off what I just finished looking at, he only really had, out of the last 5 starts, 2 games go over. Oh, no. 1 game go over 5 and 2 games hit 5. So I think 4.5 is probably his number. I feel safe with that anyway.
The other thing is it's also the Guardians that get strikeouts. They do not strike out all that much. They are the number 1 team in the league versus Ks. So they just do not strike out. So that's a big no on the K prop for me from Lynn. But I do want to make the point that I don't think it's going to be 4.5 very long. But it might be 4.5 today because of the Guardians and how good they are at limiting their strikeouts.
Nice. Man, appreciate everybody tuning in. Y'all hit that like, comment, and subscribe button. Hit that little notification bell, that little thing, because like Always Faded said earlier, it's an early show today. There is no time schedule right now. We just do these hoes day to day based off when Moose free, when I'm free, and when the homie Span free. So I shout out Dabby Cabby. I heard you say spoke on Cab earlier. Gotta get Cab back on the Cab. Be doing so much other shows. Sometimes I kind of let him get some rest because he's doing.
Yeah, the daily sesh starts here in a little bit, so we gotta.
I'm gonna check. I'm gonna check.
So we can get into that.
Roll me up one more and tune in. We only got 1 more game left, so
let's go.
Knock it out the way really quick, and that is the Phillies, and they're taking on the Cardinals. Little last minute addition by the homie Moose. He said he wanted to break this game down, so let's get to it. The Phillies run line is -1.5, +135. The money line is at -119. Cards run line is at +1.5, -155, and the money line is at 109 with a total of 8.5. On the mound today, we got Mr. Nola, Aaron. 5-6 with a 3.15 ERA, and Michaelis, Miles, 2 M's, 5-7. I should have said M&M. 5-7, 2.72 ERA. A couple extra factors just real quick. Philly, 5-2 straight up in their last 7 games. 12-6 straight up in their last 18 games against St. Louis. 13-7 straight up in their last 20 games against an opponent from the National League. Now listen to these totals. Everything is under in 5 of the last 5 games, under in 5 of the last 6 games on the road, under in 7 of the last 8 games when playing on the road against St. Louis. Now the Cardinals, they're 2-6 straight up in their last 8 games, 3-8 straight up in the last 11 games against an opponent in the National League. And y'all will not believe this. Everything under in 8 of the last 8 games, under in 5 of the last 6 games against Philly, under in 5 of the last 5 games at home, also under in 7 of the last 8 at home against Philly. Moose, last game on the card, last game on the docket before we get up out of here. What you got?
Man, if always faded, you got an 8. Fuck, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna find that. I want to play an 8.
Who got an 8?
Always faded, so you got an under 8.
Let me refresh.
I mean, I was hesitant on the 7.5, and hearing all that stuff, I'm not gonna lie. I think I might go back and drop a little cash on that total under first a full game because Michaelis has struggled a little bit recently. That's kind of what is leading me to my Phillies pick here. Michaelis has kind of overpitched his expectations. I do think Michaelis pitches better outside of the division, but his ERA 2.72 is expected ERA 3.51, 4.22 or 4.22 expected slug. You look at his last few games versus the Braves, gave up 3 runs versus the Phillies. He gave up 4 runs. So he recently faced the Phillies and they hit him up for 6 hits in 5 1/3. And the Cardinals have not seen Nola this year. So huge advantage for the Phillies there. I think the Phillies have the better pitcher. I think they have a better hitting lineup right now. You compare the 2 lineups. Philadelphia over the last few weeks or so, 250, 452 slug, 763 OPS. Compared to St. Louis, 226, 367 slug, 661 OPS. I mean, this is a solid Phillies play. So I took it full game, first 5. I did the trifecta on the Phillies, but might go back and I might hit that under. That under, because I could easily see like a 5-1 type game, a 6-2 type, or a 6-1 type game, 5-2. I mean, that kind of game does seem like what's going on here, like a 4-3. But I would prefer to have a 2-run win. But yeah,
so
Phillies,
the last Cardinals Phillies 3-game series, which was earlier this month, last week, I believe, 7-8, 7-8, 7-9, 7-10. Scores were 2-0, 1-0, 4-3.
Yeah. Well, and that's kind of the weird thing in baseball, and the dichotomy of it is you'll see one series play all the way to the under, and then the next series play huge to the over. But when that happens, usually there's a little bit more time in between so a team can get hot or get cold. This is literally, like you said, what was it? Just like last week, right?
Yes. That's a couple days ago, shit. Not even. I mean, 7-8, 7-9, 7-10. Today's the 11th.
Oh yeah, shit.
This is just the fourth. This is the fourth. This is the fourth. It's the same fucking series.
No, this is the same series. Yeah, what am I talking about? I'm tripping here. I'm tripping. Yeah, sorry. That threw me off when you're like.
I probably threw you off when I said that.
Yeah, well, because they played earlier. Let me just go back and make sure here because I want to read this correctly. So they played in the beginning of July as well, and on July 1st. Miles Michaelis pitched 5 1/3, gave up 6 hits and 4 runs, 2 of them earned. So the Phillies did face him recently in their last series over in Philadelphia. So that did happen. But I do like the Phillies here, and I also might go and play an under here in a little bit because this does feel like the more and more it's being talked about that this should be an under. And I'm going to make that. I'm going to make that official under 7.5 as well. Add that in. I'm doing it. If I can get an 8, I'm jelly. I'm super jelly. I wanted that 8.
I know
if I can get that 8
last night.
I didn't see it. I saw 7s last night. So I don't know where the fucking 8 was. Where'd you get always faded? Where'd you get that? Where'd you get the 8? I swear, if you say one of the books I use, I'm gonna be real flustered.
Oh shit. Yeah, I'm gonna ride with you. I like the the full game more than the first 5, just because I'm kind of scared of Nicholas. He has been pitching well. I didn't get to look into it the way I traditionally do because it was kind of like a late ad for us. But I do like Philly on the money line. I do like Noya. It is their first time seeing him this season. And the Phillies already saw and touched up Michaelis once already. So I don't think they'll quite touch him up the way they did the last game, but I do think they'll hit him. So I do like the full game on the money line here. I think I'm getting talked into this total with you just because I'm really a trend guy and that's just what I do. Any plus money games y'all like today?
You also look at the bullpens. Philadelphia's bullpen has been outstanding. 2.63 ERA over the last month or so. St. Louis, they're even better. 2.18 ERA their last few outings. Issue with St. Louis though is they do. Actually, no, I'm sorry, I read that wrong. St. Louis has also left 81% of their runners on base, which is ridiculously good. And Philadelphia 77.5%. So even inherited runners aren't scoring. So if there is a situation where Michaelis does get into trouble, let's say he gets into like a first and second 1-out jam, these bullpens are limiting the damage that's getting done. So that's why I also kind of like this full game under, and I am 100%. I'm moved on it. I'm taking the 7.5 at plus money. I think that's just, I think that's kind of, again, low hanging fruit here.
Yeah. Do I got plus money?
I got plus money on all my books, so there's no way you don't have 7.5 at plus something.
Where the hell is the game? No, I don't. My book fucking
What?
sucks.
How do you not?
I got minus 105.
I'm getting plus 102 under 7.5 right now.
Sucks. I don't have it. I gotta get another.
And the
unofficial
I'm also
sponsor,
watching
you wager. You got to step your fucking game up.
Where are you at?
You wager.
BetMGM. Yeah, shit. Yeah. This is when I checked last night. It was 7.5. It's almost the exact same total it was last night. I would have had to pay up minus 135 for an 8. I just didn't want to do that.
You think Tigers? I was gonna say Rockies. James. Stephen Reed says Tigers. If I had to make a plus money play today, I would say Rockies not a bad play. Tigers.
Oh shit! Did it move?
Did the Tigers? Who won game 1 of that doubleheader?
It's not over yet, but Royals are winning.
Oh yeah, so the Tigers might not be. I mean, if you want to go with that philosophy, I kind of do that. Take the opposite team in a doubleheader. So.
Yeah, well, this under's moving. I'm literally watching it move right now. It just went from a plus 102 to a minus 106 on one book and went to a minus 105 on another book. So
I got a minus.
Yeah, I just got plus 100. I mean, so when I went to go place it had moved, and I still got plus 100 on Bovada. So it's still there on Bovada if you have a Bovada account.
Fucking nice. Good catch. All right, well, shit. God damn it, that wraps it up for today.
Oh yeah, I didn't even see James. James, the Rockies would be one that I like.
Yeah, that's what I said. Rockies.
Yeah, but
Padres on the road.
Yeah, maybe Tigers in game 2 if they come out. Fido versus is it Singer? I think it's Singer later today. That might just be another under. It might just be a follow-up under. Cortez got hurt. He stayed in the game, but he did tweak his ankle a little bit. It might pull him. So that might just be an under. But.
Yeah. I can see that.
Yeah, the Padres have been trash recently, bro. They have been bad.
And when I'm hearing that from Moose, and that is his team, to the point where like he doesn't bet on them, he loves them so much. So he's telling me that.
Dude, my boy and I are having flashbacks to last year. Like, dude, it's happening all over again. Like, what the hell? We got to get away from this nightmare. But thankfully, gambling is taking me off that need of having to watch Padres every single night. Now I can watch other teams.
Now I can watch other teams because my money's on it.
Yeah, right. Make money. I'll make money. Yeah, there you go, Steven 619. What's up?
Okay, all
Up here
right,
in Vista.
all right. 619. You would if Moose wasn't here, I wouldn't know, and we weren't talking about the Padres, I wouldn't know where the hell that was. Like 619.
Didn't you watch wrestling?
When I was like a kid.
Yeah, Rey Mysterio, 619.
I love Rey Mysterio, but I didn't never
619, that's San Diego.
619. Oh, educate me, sir, because I did not know that. Paradise Hills. All right.
Hey, there you go. All right.
Man, I'm
Nice.
a Texas. I'm a Texas kid. I'm a Texas boy.
Dude, I swear, man, there's more San Diego people popping up. I'm fucking loving it. We got to get like a low bag, like kind of San Diego group up or something like that.
Y'all fucking should go watch a game at the bar or something. Fucking hang out.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. That's how you do it.
Yeah, Reggie Bush, fucking Alex Smith, dude. We have a ton of them down here.
Reggie Bush.
And Marcus Allen, dude. Oh my goodness.
You know what
so
I say
many
to
San
Reggie
Diego
Bush
guys.
coming? Stephen Reed. You know where Vince Young is from?
Oh, there you go. We're gonna start shouting out all of our local superstars.
Right in my neighborhood. On top of that, right in my childhood neighborhood. Played against them in street football when we used to do departments against the neighborhood.
Yeah, there you go. We're just like going back and forth now, like all of our local superheroes.
TD from San Diego.
Yeah, dude. Daryl Davis, yes, San Diego.
TD's a fucking legend.
Ted Williams, bro. Fucking Ted Williams was a San Diegan.
Yeah, bro. I don't know what happened in the league, but like in college, I mean, even in high school, like I remember going to the games, and that guy used to fill up the high school stadiums. I mean,
you don't know what
not
happened?
high school. His high school games used to fill up the NFL stadiums. Like that dude was like fucking must see fucking TV.
You don't know what happened to Vince Young? He got fat. That's what happened.
Well, I'm talking about in Tennessee. Since we're done with the show, we can open mic it. I'm talking about in Tennessee because if you look at his overall win-loss record, he's above 500. But Jeff Fisher never really gave him a great opportunity. And then when Steve McNair died, because I don't know if people remember this, Steve McNair was actually mentoring him. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
and
yeah.
He was doing good. And then, like I said, with Steve McNair dying and Jeff Fisher passing, and then, like you said, he went to Philly and then he got fat, and then just, kind of downhill from there. But shout out VY, man. That guy's a local fucking legend. Man.
Yeah, dude, that run against USC, that's one of the I fucking hated that because I didn't put money on it, but I was definitely in a USC crowd. I was in college, like we were all getting just faded. And when he made that run, I think I was the only dude that was pissed but still impressed.
Right.
It's like, dude, that was a hell of a dude. That series, like that last series he had, oh my goodness.
College game I ever watched. I was too young to get any kind of faded, but I remember watching that whole. And I don't know if I was in my living room or my bedroom, but I remember that run. But the play that stands out to me most is when they stopped Lindell White on like 4th and 1 to get the ball back. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm a defensive guy, so that's what stays in my head. Texas high school is the best. You think that's true? I agree with you. But
hey,
I
so
coach little league, man. My little league is intense. Like you have to get interviewed to be a coach.
Dude, that's crazy.
For my little league organization, they will fire you if you suck. Well, I won't say fire you, but like if you're the head coach, and in my organization particularly, I can't speak for other organizations, but in my organization, if you're the head coach and you suck, they'll remove you from head coach. You can still coach on the team, but like you can't be the head coach no more because you suck. And like when I say suck, like I'm with a good organization. Like every team has to make the playoffs, and we have to compete and go to a bowl game, quote unquote. And like if you don't do that, like they'll remove. Like you cannot be the head coach.
That's ridiculous.
It's just little league, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's ridiculous.
That's pressure. I'm finna go.
Yeah,
buy
there shouldn't be that pressure for fucking 11.
We're gonna have a turnover chain. I'm finna go buy him a turnover chain for my defense. I'm a defensive coordinator.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, it is intense. It is intense.
Yeah. Holy shit.
We are already. My son has already been doing workouts Tuesdays and Thursdays in the gym. We got camp next week.
I'm fine with that. But when you get like
intense
pressure and shit,
a turnover chain. We have to win the Super Bowl. If I don't go to the Super Bowl, if I don't go to a bowl game, they're gonna look at it like a failure.
All right, there you go.
I had the number 2 ranked defense last year, and I was like, last year was my first year with this organization because I've been in Vegas, so came back last year. And I was bragging. I had like the number 2 defense. We were like 2 games left in the season. And I was like, yeah, man, I got the number 2 ranked defense in the league this year on my little. And one of the other coaches that coaches the older kids, he was like, "You proud of that?" I was just like, "Yeah, yes." What the fuck you mean? Yeah, but this dude has won like 4 Super Bowls, and I'm talking like the shit real. But they treat this shit like this shit is real.
I mean, I can't say shit. I bragged about my high school team on Twitter.
I win the Super Bowl this year. I'm bragging. Y'all gonna see me come on here. I'm gonna show the trophy.
Oh, yeah.
I'm fucking bragging.
Yeah, we won one fucking league. Set a new. Dude, I can't find anything to refute this, but I'm pretty sure we just set the single season record for no hitters thrown in a year in San Diego history. I mean, I haven't seen anything refute it, so I'm just gonna roll with that.
Brag on that shit. I'm bragging on my shit. But you don't think I am? I come here win that Super Bowl. I am bragging like a motherfucker.
Yeah, we just had our banquet last night. So I bragged all that shit last night. Like, we got a 1.66 ERA for the season, 5 no hitters, kid that threw 60 innings and had 100 strikeouts. Like, dude, all that shit. Like, dude, come on, just bring it here. Just throw it on my back.
Much time? Do you know we watch film in Little League? You know how much time this takes up on my time? We watch film, and the kids are 7 and 8, and they're already having film sessions. Like, I didn't start watching film until I was in high school. Hell no, I'm bragging. You know how much time I put into this shit? Bragging.
Yeah.
But all right, enough of the chit chat. Man, y'all check out Dabby Cabby and the homie. Why my mind just went.
Yeah, with Dutch. Let's go Dutch and Gab. They got a special guest. It's on right now. As soon as we hop off, I'm hopping in there. So
yeah, go check out Dutch and Cab. I was gonna say morning sesh, afternoon sesh. Is that what they call it now? Daily sesh. Daily sesh. There we go. Daily sesh on Pub Sports Radio. Go check out my boys. Also check out Say Jose shows. Go follow Pub Sports Radio. Go follow Grind Game Elite Sports. Go follow Picks from Dave. I just gave y'all 3 people that I highly respect in this game, and that treat like family. So go check those guys out. I'm finna go jump over there right now. Moose, tell the people where they can find you at.
If you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that like button. You guys can find me on Twitter at Moose Money Bets.
Yes, sir. And I am Marley Bet, and this is Brothas N Bets. And that is Moose Money. Yes, sir. And like always, man, like yesterday, like today, and like tomorrow, y'all already know what it is, man. Let's beat Vegas. We out this
Check it out. Look, we from the bottom, ain't no problems, we gon' make a way. Got no coach on the field, but we making plays. Hey, look,